What's up, billionaires? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. We're jumping into the drama this week as we're approaching Turkey Thursday. First topic is Takeoff and the Prince family. We got a few theories surrounding his death. It's a lot of people outraged about what happened and how the public really doesn't have much information at all. And really, that's how the investigation is supposed to go at this point, since it is ongoing. The HPD, they may have more information than we actually know. So we just really have to be patient. But there are a few theories right now surrounding his death. So I'll just go touch the top three, really. So one that I have heard is that Quavo set him up as like a sacrifice to basically level up in the industry or whatnot, or whatever you want to call it. And the second theory is Jay Prince assassinated Takeoff based on an alleged argument between him and Quavo. So supposedly, the unknown person that Quavo was arguing with may be Jay Prince. That's speculation, allegedly. This is all allegedly. And so another theory, like the third theory I've heard, is that Lil Cam, which is supposed to be Jay Prince's like hitman type nigga, he robbed and killed Takeoff to show his respect to the Prince family, since Jay Prince was supposedly the one arguing with Quavo. So they saying that Lil Cam possibly could have robbed him, like took his chain and then killed him, shot him. And so everybody is like outraged about what happened and how we really don't have much information, especially because supposedly HPD has a relationship with the Prince family amongst like other politicians. So people thinking that HPD really don't want to solve this crime if it may actually like, what do you call it? If it may like make the Prince family guilty for the murder. So they're not going to want to lock the Prince family up due to them being in bed with them, like getting a little bread. We don't know what they doing, but supposedly they doing some shit with the Prince family. And so I was able to like go down to the scene personally, and I saw where like cameras should be that I actually have a good ass view of the bowling alley, literally the entrance of the bowling alley where the shit took place. The cameras are up on the House of Blues, which is like literally right across from 810 Billiards. And so those cameras really do have a good ass view of the whole entry. So if HPD like got that footage, they definitely should see who the shooters are. Like the public may not know because of the angles of everybody, like weak ass phone cameras, but HPD, they should have some good ass footage. Even if they don't have like the House of Blues footage, like everybody saw how everybody ran back into the damn bowling alley immediately after the shooting. So that means like 810 Billiards, they should also have some camera footage like inside where we could see what the fuck these niggas were doing. Well, we may not see them as the public, but HPD, they should be able to see them. And so on top of that, like it was also disturbing to me that I saw this interview with this white lady who was supposedly a nurse that like ran to the scene to like help Takeoff. It was kind of weird. I'm just pointing out some shit that she said. Y'all tell me what y'all think. So she heard some gunshots. I think she was supposedly in like an apartment building like next to where the 810 Billiards actually is. That's where I think she was at, in these apartments. So she said she heard the gunshots. So since she a nurse, right, she want to help. She said it's a something about a civil citizen, some type of shit she was saying. Basically, it's her duty as a nurse to help people when they in trauma. That's what she was saying. So she ran to the scene. She first had to get dressed, got her little equipment. She mentioned the equipment being in her car. So I'm not sure if she had to put on her clothes and run to her car and then run to the scene. But somehow this bitch got there like superhero time. So she made it to the scene. She saw that that Takeoff was basically bleeding out or whatnot, and it really wasn't much she could do from what she could see. He was already like bleeding out and possibly already dead by the time she even got there. So she says that she's so like frantic at this point, like blood everywhere. This young man passed away. On top of that, like she's a white lady, an older white lady, so like she around all these black people, so she probably really was like scared than a bitch. So she says that she tries to help, do all that she can. She really can't do anything. So at this point, the police and ambulance are pulling up, but she's so traumatized at this point that she cannot talk to the ambulance, like nobody, EMT, she can't talk to them, police, she can't tell them shit. All she can do is go straight back to her house and call her daughter and tell her daughter about what happened. That's all she could do. Okay. My issue with this story is that like I just don't see how she's so traumatized. First of all, she heard gunshots, y'all. She was so bold, she heard gunshots that she wanted to run to the gunshots to see what happened. Then she see a dead body. She traumatized where she can't even like deal with the situation. I don't understand this because she's a nurse and she says she had been a nurse for like over 20 years or something like that. Yeah, it may not be like a trauma nurse, but the way she was acting like she was coming to the scene like she was gonna be somebody that could really help. So the fact that it turned into I can't really do much at all and I'm so traumatized that she can't even help the police, but she could come do a whole interview on camera. Yeah, I think her face was blocked off, but still, this hoe came to do an interview on camera with the news to tell them what happened. Like, that don't make sense. And then on top of that, y'all, so I was already caught off guard that she was a white nurse because I could have sworn the voice that I heard yelling at the scene was like a black girl. So I was like, let me just go back and listen to the video. And so I listened to the video and no, like it don't sound like this white lady that the one that she said that came to the scene. It just don't sound like her. So I also have an issue with that and why like they would just throw this story out. Like I don't even know if the news actually verified it before they just put this hoe on TV, because none of her details make sense to me. And so another thing is that we gonna be lost about what happened to Takeoff and the details, but so since everybody is blaming like Jay Prince for possibly what happened, like it seems like he really hasn't also been showing no remorse for like Takeoff's death and what happened. And so like some things I've been noticing, like once Takeoff passed away, like literally, I don't know if it was the day after. Yeah, it could have been like the day after or a couple of days. He put out his artist Drake's album. Mind you, like Takeoff and Quavo just had put out a new album, like basically promoting the new Migos without Offset. So just the two of them. Instead of like showing respect and like letting everybody like stream Takeoff music, like blast his shit around, he wanted to post Drake and motherfucking 21 Savage shit. And some other bullshit ass artists, Finesse 2 Times. I ain't even heard none of this nigga shit. Like, but he want to post his shit, trying to promote them as artists instead of respecting Takeoff and letting everybody just pretty much just show their respect by listening to Takeoff music. So I do feel like that shit was disrespectful. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. I still don't feel like that mean he could have killed the nigga, but that's just a form of disrespect that he been shown at this point. And then, so now we going into the disrespect of Jay Prince. Here's another motherfucking thing. So I went to the scene, like, and actually, like, took some flowers. I took some red roses, like, up to his memorial, like, as soon as the weekend of his passing. And you could just tell everybody, like, it was so many different colored flowers because it was so many different fans that actually, like, came and showed respect and brought flowers to the scene. Like, and I mean, like, laid it out beautifully. Like, it wasn't just thrown up there. Like, they didn't just put them up there in, like, regular ass vases. Like, they had it, like, set up pretty nice. So the day, like a week later, when they had Takeoff's funeral, the Prince family called themselves changing the whole memorial. They, like, threw all of the fans' flowers away. And, like, they basically paid for their own floral arrangement up there. Now, they laid the flowers similar to how the fans had it. But then they had in roses put on top, like, H-Town with the infinity links, which is supposed to represent Takeoff in the middle. And then after that, put the Prince family. Now, why do they have the Prince family, like, even up there? Like, I don't even know. What's so crazy is the first glimpse I got of it, because I saw the T, I just assumed it said Takeoff. But when I actually read it, which is why they say reading is fundamental, like, you gotta look at shit because you'll miss it. Like, it say the Prince family, like, the disrespect on this nigga name. I'm just like, what the hell? And then they did actually mention his name, but it was in a little bitty ass plaque, like, behind the Prince family, which you could barely see it. Like, if you're not paying attention, it don't even look like they even have mentioned Takeoff, like, barely. So I feel like that was kind of disrespectful, and I really don't know who thought of that, like, and what was their thought process, and when they thought to put this out here and then post it and send it to everywhere. Like, nah, it was really bullshit. But I mean, honestly, at this point, as citizens, like, everybody want this crime to be solved. Everybody want the person who killed Takeoff to be arrested. But it's nothing that, like, we could just do as citizens but wait for the police to actually complete their investigation and do their job. Like, all we could do is just keep Takeoff's name alive so they know that we ain't forgot. Because if we forget, then they gonna act like they ain't got to do nothing. So y'all make sure that y'all just keep pushing his name out there. Hashtag RIP Takeoff. Hashtag solve the motherfucking crime. Everything. Like, we need this shit to, like, really, like, be solved. Like, we can keep, I've been hearing fans been, like, calling the police station, like, giving them information on the supposed shooters. Like, although it may be, like, BS, at least, like, they trying. That's all we can say. At least they trying. We got fans making these YouTube investigations, like, they trying to get a police hints. Although the police probably got more than we even seeing. At least they trying. And then on top of that, man, I've been hearing there's some vigilante. I've been hearing there's some vigilante justice happening. Like, I ain't saying that it's right, but I did hear that supposedly Lil' Cam mama house got shot up. So, yeah, like, they get down to business. I don't know who these people is, but yeah. They get into it. And then also, we got to continue to just call everybody out on their shit. Like, even these people that we think that's, you know, in the bed with the Prince family, like, call their asses out. Like, as long as we, like, lighting fire under their asses, shit, hopefully they gonna want to do their job and do what they gotta do. But either way, like, his killers, they gonna be punished, whether it's in the streets or, like, it's in prison. Like, either way, like, they gonna get what they deserve. Like, karma is really a bitch. Like, and it works both ways, whether you do good or bad. Like, karma is really, like, gonna come for you.